Welcome to the channel all about economic board games. Today I'm bringing you an overview of this game here, Speculation. And if you have to run through, check out the video I'll be bringing you guys next week. And you can see the designer at the top there. And we've got the publisher at the bottom. Now this one plays 3 to 6 players. Takes about 45 minutes, which I'd say is about right, maybe up to an hour sometimes. And I definitely recommend the higher player count in this game. And it's that lightweight stock market type theme, this one. And we will be heading as investors, traders into this market. We've got a host of different companies just on the side here. You've got the shares, 8 different shares in different colours, and you will have a deck of cards, and there is 9 cards in there, 8 of them. There'll be each colour type of shares, you see orange, etc., green, and there'll be 1 bank holiday in there. So you would shuffle these to begin with, and as you play them, you'll have a discard pile here. You'll always have 2 in your hand, so you've got some information, and these will be secret from your opponents, but you know potentially what will be, you'll be able to manipulate the market. You'll have some money as well, and a host of denominations here, and you will have some shares. Now looking at the board, you've got this kind of zigzag path. It goes all the way from 1 up to 60, which will be the end of the game, and once one of these stocks, these sort of chits here, hit that triggers the game end. You play out that turn, you will add up all the money you have profited from over the game, and you will take the current value of your shares as they stand on the market, add up the money and the value of those, and you see who's the winner of the most money. Now looking at this zigzag path then, so what is all this about? So as you see, you've got 8 different stocks here. Green is currently ahead, so they are the number 1 stock, and dependent on which column, so this 1 to 10's kind of got this cream color, which represents the column just below it, these numbers from 1 to 8, because only 8 stocks. So that's for this one. This slightly beige one here is for this one here. So each line of numbers has a corresponding column of prices. So currently green is in this column here. So you look at here, it's number 1, it's 125, whether you want to buy it or sell it. Number 3 then, 1, 2, 3 for oranges. Orange is in this column, so number 3 is 80. You can see red is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we got? 3, 4, 5, 6. So number 6 in this column is 50. So that's how you're going to figure out the prices for buying and selling. Now, how is a typical round going to play out? So the first player is determined by whoever traded a stock last, and I'm kind of midway through a game here. But what they would do is go into this bag, and you would take out a circle one and a square one. Now the square ones dictate what the action is for the round. You can see we've got 3 of these trading symbols, so if they come out, you actually have an opportunity to buy and sell, and that'll go clockwise from the active player around, and everyone gets to buy or sell. So you can buy 1 share and you can sell 1 share. You could sell 1 share to generate the revenue for the one you're going to buy, but you can only do it once for either buy and sell. If one of these comes out, that means nothing happens during this round. These mean that you can manipulate a share of your choice, and it goes either up in this case or down by 1 level. So what does that actually mean then? So say the -1 came out and the active player chose this one, it would have to come all the way down to the next empty space from the share that's the level below. So this is the share the level below, but there's no empty space, so it has to come here. So it's shifted down to. If it was the case that it was orange, you know, it'd come down to the next empty space after that level, so it'd be there because that's the share company just before it. If it was a positive, so a +1, and there was this one, it'd go all the way up to what the next available space after that level there. If it was the case that this one was down here, the next one would be this one, but no empty space, boom, it'd go there. So it surpassed 3 different stocks. So that's how valuable these plus and minuses can be, and you can influence other players. So that's the actions. The second thing you'll pull out of the bag at the same time is a number, and this relates to the kind of second part of the round. This will be where you get to pick one of those 2 cards. You've got some information here, secret, remember, and you decide, okay, I'm going to pick this one and just put that there. And obviously everyone would do the same. They pick one of those 2 cards. Everyone would reveal simultaneously. You can see what's going to happen now in the market. And the active player would move, in this case, let's say these guys are the active player, the carrot token, dependent on what number it was. So let's just say a 3 came out of the bag. They would look for the carrot token, which is here, and you'd literally, in this case, move it 3 spaces. You wouldn't surpass other stocks like you would with a plus and a -1. So that's valued there. You then go to the next stock. Let's just say these guys picked, where are they? Got 2 here. Metro, and they'd played Metro, and it was a 3. So Metro's up here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And then these guys, let's just say they went for this show manager. Now, I do like how all the cards are actually previous games made by Queen Games. And generally, I think most of them have been designed by the designer of this one as well. So Reds then would go at 3. And you can see there's no empty space. So 1, 2, 3. So you can see how these stocks are going to be manipulated by that second part of the round. Now, if you have revealed one of these trade symbols, then you would say you'd revealed, this and this out of the bag. They go back in the bag. If you revealed one of these, they actually have to stay on the sidelines for now until one of these comes out of the bag and it goes back in, and then you drag all these back in as well. And the reason is it wants to encourage trade. And, if you kept putting these back in every time and there's a -1 several times, you're not getting as many trades. It kind of may slow the game down. And at the end of that, you replenish from the top of your deck, secretly, remember. So you got a bit more information into potential what shares you want to buy and sell. And I'll kind of just give you a demo then. So let's just say out of the bag, this was the case. We've got a 4 and a trade. These guys are the active player, and they're thinking, okay, I have an opportunity to buy and sell. I'm looking out here and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to buy one of these because they're valued at 20. So they're going to buy a stock. Well, they leave that alone, actually. Oh, but look, in the market, there is no shares left. Now, in this game, it is number of shares on offer is 1 less than the number of players. So I've got a 3-player set up here. So what can they buy then? There's a yellow going spare. So they're going to take this yellow, and you can see it's valued at 20 bucks. So they'd pay their money to the bank, and they have a share. Do they want to sell one? They've got a Metro and a carrot. Now, Metro is top dollar, but how much is that going to be selling for? So it's number 1. It's in this column. That's going to sell for 125. So they'd literally just take their share back, pop it back in the market over here for people to potentially purchase that as well. Now, it's slightly different in this game. When you buy and sell, it doesn't actually manipulate the prices. It's only when you play these cards and you have these various actions come out. So that kind of dictates how those shares are going to move. So they've bought one. They bought a yellow share, they sold one, and you pass clockwise round, they would do the same. And then when it gets to, what number did we have? We had number 4, didn't we? So the second part of the round, everyone's going to secretly pick a card. These guys are no longer in Metro, but they got to pick one of these 2. But they kind of, they're looking at their opponents thinking, okay, these guys are invested in, brown, blue, and red. And these guys are in brown and yellow, so maybe they don't want to really play this brown card yet because it will move up 4 spaces. So they're going to go with the grey one for now, and everyone else picks their one. So the active player starts. It's a number 4, so grey is going to go up 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can't even keep track of that. I think that was 4. These guys, let's just say, what they played a bank holiday. I haven't really explained a bank holiday yet. So let's go back on this one. Now, what happens is once everyone reveals, let's say these guys revealed a grey, these guys revealed a red, but these guys revealed a bank holiday. In a 3-4 player game, 1 bank holiday card revealed means there's actually a bank holiday. None of these cards, the grey and the red in this case, can move because it's a day off. Now, in a 5-6 player game, it would take 2 bank holidays cards to have been revealed to actually take effect, and no one can apply the cards. If only 1 came out, then it'd be half the number. So the 4 in this case would now be a movement of 2. Now you keep moving along. These are going to go up and down. You'll notice some of these prices have negatives, so they got -10. So when you want to buy it, you're actually going to get paid money for taking that stock on, or if you want to sell it, you're going to be paying money to shift it. And that might actually be beneficial to sell it here at -10, because if you're still owning that stock at the end, it's actually going to be worth -40 for each share that is lagging behind. And the first share to hit this end spot will be worth 325 unless multiples hit there, and then you can see you work down. But that triggers game end. You play out the sort of both stages of the round. You then, as I said earlier, you add up all the money in hand, figure out the share values and add up all those values, and whoever has the most money is the winner. Now there's some interesting areas, you know, going back to this negative here. If your stock is kind of lagging at number 8, but they're all kind of clustered together, and then you manage to play, you know, a couple of nice cards, you play a Metro, they play a Metro, that grey goes at 4 from you, 4 from another player, there's no gaps in your skip, you know, a host of stock values, and all of a sudden you're second or you're third. That -10 you might have bought it for is now third in, let's say, this column. It's worth 185. So that's where you can make some serious dollar. And there we are, folks. That is speculation.